Signs that he is losing interest in you, all right? Okay, and these may be signs that you don't want to admit. You want to be in denial about it. So, ladies, come here. Let me talk you through it. Listen up. Number one, an easy one. Conversation gets dull, okay? The conversation is not as interesting anymore. He doesn't quite text you as often as he used to. He doesn't show his genuine interest in you, all right? As he once did when y'all first was dating, y'all first were talking, talking till 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, yo, he just not really doing that anymore because he's losing interest. Number two, he stops making time for you, okay? Listen, no man is too busy for somebody who he really interested in and he really cares about, he really loves, he has strong feelings for them. He gonna carve out the time in his busy schedule for you, okay? But if he legit for weeks go by without him really making plans to see you, hang out with you, link up with you, whatever it may be, he's definitely losing interest in you. And number three, last but certainly not least, if his attitude towards you changes, right? He's not the nice guy that he once was when y'all first met. You know what I mean? It's as if something just switched off in his head. You know what I mean? And he starts arguments with you. Listen, he's losing interest.
You just know that something is different. You sense it. His behavior has changed. He seems unavailable. He doesn't reply that often to your texts. You can just feel him slowly disappearing from your life. You panic, right? You wonder what you can do to pull him back in. But this is what I want you to do. Instead of being afraid that you're going to lose him, because he will sense it when you are afraid, you are going to do exactly the same like he's doing. You are going to mirror his behavior. Because if you start pulling at him by sending him more texts and asking him if he's okay and wondering when you can see him, he's just going to run away faster. Don't panic. Just focus on having a nice time with your friends, with your family. Because most of the time, it's exactly during a woman's absence that a man starts to appreciate her more.
If you notice him losing interest in you, this is what you're gonna do. Let's say you've been seeing each other for a little while, or you've been together for a little while, and all of a sudden you notice that he is losing interest in you. He's gotten comfortable, he's not really reaching out anymore, he's not really making an effort, you're also not really having sex anymore. When you notice a man actively losing interest in you and in your relationship or marriage, do not try and fix it. Do not try to win him back. Do not try to rebuild the relationship or the marriage. Because remember this, the more you do for him, the less he's gonna do for you. It is not your job to fix or rebuild the relationship. And you cannot force him to all of a sudden have the interest and the spark and the desire to pursue you again. So here's what to do instead. The first sign that you notice of your dynamic shifting, of him pulling back, of him losing interest, you are going to become the most selfish version of yourself. You are going to focus all that mental and emotional energy that you always try to put on him to fix the relationship back into yourself. Reinvent yourself. Set yourself a certain time frame and be very specific about it. You can give yourself a month, maybe even 3 months if you've been together for a while. And in that time frame, you're going to pretend that this man doesn't even fucking exist. You are going to pretend that you are single. Obviously, you're not sleeping with anybody else because you're still in a commitment, but you're mentally detached. And you embody the same version of yourself that you used to be before you met this man. Light-hearted, mentally detached, unbothered, going out with the girls, focusing on your routine, focusing on your body, your health, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, trying new makeup routines, putting together an entire new closet. Only reply to him when he's messaging or texting or calling when it's necessary. You want to limit access to you as much as possible. Now all of a sudden, because you stopped doing so much, because you stopped overcompensating, trying to fix the relationship, you pulled back and your man's true intentions with you will be revealed. He will notice the change in your behavior and the confusion will start. Oh my god, am I losing her? Is there another man in her life? Why is she not trying to fix the relationship anymore? Is she getting bored of me? What's happening? That's exactly what you want. You want him sitting on the edge of his seat, not knowing what your next move is going to be. And that is how you have all the power back and also spark his interest again. Remember, ladies, they don't respond to your words, and you're nagging and you're complaining what it should have been, what it could have been, why it's not like it used to be in the beginning. They respond to no contact and you withdrawing and pulling back. So their ego is triggered to win you back over. If after 1 or 3 months of you focusing only purely on yourself and treating this man like he doesn't even exist, and he still doesn't catch on and come your way and try to pursue and chase you again, you dodged a bullet. That man was never emotionally committed to you. So regardless, you win because you now walk out of that relationship with an entire new version of yourself. And if you still don't believe me and tell me, no, this is playing games, this doesn't work, why do they always come back the moment you break up and focus on yourself? It's exactly the same thing, but this time you're getting into that mindset while you're still in the relationship or in the marriage, and watch him come your way.
My YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So in today's video, guys, we'll be talking about how to know if a man has lost interest in you. Okay, so like a lot of people want to know how you're going to know, because like a lot of people face this, okay, but it's super important to recognize the signs that a guy is losing interest in you, whether things have started to feel a little off, or you just want to know what to look out for. These signs can give you some clarity. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about communication. Remember when you used to text you all the time asking about your day, making plans, or just chatting about random stuff? If that suddenly dropped off and you are finding yourself waiting for hours or even days to get a reply, it's a sign that his interest might be fading. Okay, communication is key in any relationship. When it starts to go off, it's often because the guy is not as invested as he used to be. If you are noticing that you are the one always initiating conversations, or he gives you short uninterested response, it might be time to take a closer look at what's going on. Another thing, let's talk about plans, or rather the lack of them. When a guy is really into you, he's going to want to spend time with you. He will make an effort to plan dates, hangouts, or just grab a coffee together. But if you've noticed that he stopped making plans, or he's always so busy when you suggest something, that's a red flag. Okay, sure, everyone gets busy, but if it's become a pattern where you are always the one trying to make things happen or work, and he consistently pulling back, it's a sign that he might be losing interest in you. A guy who is interested will find the time. No matter how hectic his schedule is, he'll find time for you. Another sign that the guy might be losing interest is when he become distant and emotional available. You might notice that he's not as affectionate as he used to be, or he seems distracted when you are together. It's like he's physically there, but mentally he's somewhere else. This can be really confusing, I know, because you might not know if something is wrong in his life, or he's just not feeling the relationship anymore. If you've tried to talk to him about it and he brushes it off or avoids the conversation, it could be a sign that his feelings are starting to fade away. Let's move on to something that's really telling: his lack of interest in your life. When a guy is losing interest, he stops asking about your day, your feelings, or anything that's going on with you. He might have been all ears when you first started dating, but now it seems like he's just not that invested in what you say or what you do. This is a big one, because a guy who cares about you will naturally want to know how you're doing and what's going on in your life. If he stopped asking questions or seemed disinterested when you talk about yourself, it's a sign that his focuses might be elsewhere. Okay, another clear sign is if he stopped making an effort with your friends and family. At the beginning of the relationship, he might have been eager to meet the important people in your life and get to know them better. But if he now avoids social events, making excuses, no not to hang out with your friends or doesn't show interest in your family, that's a big red flag. When a guy stops caring about the people who are important to you, it's often a sign that he is mentally checking out of the relationship. If he has no longer trying to integrate into your life, it's a sign that might not see a future together with you. So let's talk about priorities, okay? When a guy is interested in you, you'll be a priority in his life. If you are noticed that you're consistently being placed on the back burner, whenever it's for work, friends, or even just his own alone time, it's a sign that his interest might be warming out. Everyone needs their own space, but if you are feeling like you are always second or third on his list of priorities, it's something that you need to pay attention to. A guy who is really into you, make sure you feel valued and important in his life. So there you have it. The sign that a guy might be losing interest in you. I know it's tough to recognize these things, but it's better to be aware of them so you can make the best decisions for yourself or moving forward, okay? So remember, you deserve something or someone who's fully invested in you and your relationship. If you're noticing these signs, it might be time to have an honest conversation with him or just talk about it, whether this relationship is right for you or not. Okay. So I don't know what you think, guys. Have you ever experienced when someone is losing interest in you? Because it really pains, guys. Yeah. So if a guy is losing interest in you, they're going to be ignoring you. Even if you want to see them, they'll make themselves busy, and they don't want to talk to you like it's you. And if you really someone, like if you really love someone, guys, it really pains. You want to talk to someone and someone is not available. Oh my god. And someone this is a person who was just there for you. And this time they're no more where to see. And it's really pains. So thank you so much for watching. Just leave the in the comment section what you think about today's video. Bye.